dive right into my main focus point today, which covers something that I think is as important as the top line numbers of 10 and 25%, but I would say less covered. And that is the elimination of the de minimis trade exemption, which is expected to drive up prices for US shoppers purchasing from companies like Shein, Temu, and Amazon Haul, as these platforms have relied pretty heavily on duty-free imports from China that keep costs low. The removal of the exemption is part of President Donald Trump's broader trade crackdown, which includes the 10% tariff on Chinese imports and 25% tariffs on Canadian and Mexican goods, which has since been delayed a month. But analysts say that the move will significantly impact the business models of those companies that I mentioned, which accounted for more than 30% of all de minimis shipments to the US. The de minimis provision allowed packages valued under $800 to enter the US without duties, right? That benefits fast fashion and low-cost e-commerce platforms by enabling low prices, but also fast shipping. Without that exemption, costs for companies like Temu and Shein could rise by about 5%, a significant hit for businesses that typically operate on 10 to 15% margins that eats away pretty quickly. This change is also expected to hurt small and mid-sized online retailers, especially those that source goods from China but lack the financial resources to absorb the additional costs. Now, Amazon's a different category. They have this new low-cost haul platform, which may be affected, but the benefit is that Amazon can redirect to its normal platform, right? They can benefit from this compared to those two competitors I mentioned, who will face those higher costs. The main benefit is that Amazon has that normal marketplace. Consumers can shift back to it, where similar items are available, but at a slightly higher price. Amazon's massive logistics network and diverse seller base also gives it a competitive advantage in adapting to these regulatory changes. Now, Temu has been preparing for this shift by diversifying their supply chains, increasing sourcing from countries outside of China, and opening US warehouses to speed up domestic fulfillment. Shein, which relies heavily on Chinese manufacturers, has also expanded production to Brazil and Turkey. Now, while these adjustments may help mitigate some costs, smaller e-commerce retailers, which lack the infrastructure to adapt, will face pretty big challenges. Ultimately, while shoppers may see a slight increase in prices, the broader impact will likely be felt most by small and medium-sized businesses that depend on Chinese imports. With fewer resources to shift sourcing and absorb rising costs, these companies may struggle to compete in an evolving trade landscape.